semi-final of the Jonah Chamber quiz. Now, on my right, we have TP Cotters, represented by John McCarthy, Tim McSweeney, Dan Reardon and Tony O'Sullivan. And on my left, we have Mary Ann's, represented by Ned Sweeney, Christine Kennedy, Michael McElroy and Pat O'Grady. Now, the usual format exists for the final, for the semi-finals. It'll be slightly different for the final. But two marks, 2 4s, 2 6s, and then there'll be 3 teams, 6-mark questions for each team. I know that both teams are well used to the rules, but I after last week, I think I should emphasize this thing about conferring. If you confer, the answer must come through the person who the question's been asked first. And in the case of the 6-mark team questions, the answer must come from the leader of the team. So, any questions? Everybody clear now? Right. Right, and we start with Mary Ann's. Ned, where does a Neapolitan originate? Where does a Neapolitan originate? Naples is correct for 2 marks. John, what was the former name for Kampuchea? Cambodia is correct for half marks there. Christine, at what battle did Davy Crockett die? The Alamo is correct. Tim, who is the Vice President of the United States?
I confer.
10 seconds. Time.
George Bush.
Sorry, time was gone there. George Bush is correct, time was gone. Who wrote The Count of Monte Cristo? Alexander Dumas, correct for half marks. And then, who wrote Wuthering Heights? Exactly. 10 seconds. Emily Brant is correct. Who's next? Pat, is it? Yeah. How many sides in an octagon? 8 is correct. And Tony, in degrees Fahrenheit, what is the boiling point of water? 212 is correct for half marks there. Ed, who was the only American president to resign?
Nixon.
Nixon is correct. John, what are Erie, Huron, and Michigan? That's correct. Christine, where would you find Mount Fujiyama? Japan is correct. Tim, who's the new Attorney General? Rogers is correct. Michael, which Kerry town holds an annual Writers' Week? Stowe is correct. Who are Comet, Donner, and Blitzen? Reindeer is correct. What does lack of vitamin C cause? Scurvy is correct. And Tony, who is the US Secretary of Defense? Weinberger is correct. Caspar Weinberger. That's the end of the 2 markers now. And at the end of 2 markers, Mary Ann's have 15 and TP Cotters have 11. Right, there's first lot of 4 markers. Who is chairman, Ned, who is chairman of the British National Coal Board? Ian McGregor is correct for half marks. What is a Sopwith camel? That's correct. Who is the Prime Minister of Australia? Hawk is correct there for half marks. Tim, what is the lowest weight division in boxing? Flyweight is correct. In the cartoon series, who is Fred Flintstone's buddy? Barney is correct. For half marks, yeah. Then, where is Kowloon? Kowloon. In Hong Kong is correct. Of what county is Barry McGuigan a native? In what county is Barry McGuigan a native? Monaghan is correct for half marks there. And Tony, who created Noddy, the cartoon character? Enid Blyton is correct for half marks. Now, Ned Sweeney again. Who was the star of the film Zelig? Z-E-L-I-G. Woody Allen is correct for half marks there. And John, who wrote the opera Carmen? Please is correct. Christine, who won this year's Castlebar Song Contest? O'Reilly is correct, Brian O'Reilly. Tim, what was the name of the German airship that burst into flames at Lakehurst, New Jersey on the 6th of May 1937? Hindenburg is correct. Michael, what is the name of the thigh bone? The thigh bone. Femur is correct for half marks there. Then, who is the Prime Minister of Spain? Oh, sorry, Gonzalez is the answer. Pat, who wrote the opera Aida? Verdi is correct. Tony, what politician was killed on the 2nd of August 1922? Michael Collins is correct for half marks there. And at the end of the 4 markers, we have Mary Ann's with 33, T.P. Cottas with 35. Sorry, we have some confusion. At 35, Mary Ann is 33. And we go into the 6-mark questions, right? For Ned McSweeney again. Between 1900 and 1920, 3 Irishmen won 5 Olympic medals representing the United States in the same event. What was the event? Between 1900 and 1920, 3 Irishmen won 5 Olympic medals representing the USA in the same event. What was the event? Hammer is correct there for half marks. In the 1932 Olympic Games, John, 1932, 2 Irishmen won gold medals within 10 minutes. Who were they? That's correct. Christine, what do crochet, semi-brave and minim have in common? Crochet, semi-brave and minim. That's correct. Musical. Tim, who were Horus, H-O-R-U-S, Osiris, O-S-I-R-I-S, and Ra, R-A? Egyptian god is correct. Half marks there. Michael, one of the stars of the American theatre, Mary Martin, has a famous son, also a famous actor. Who is he? Larry Hagman is right. Dan, who wrote the lyrics and music for South Pacific? That's correct for half marks. Pat, how many Irish players appeared on the Barbarians rugby team beaten by Australia last Saturday? How many Irish players on that team? No, sorry, the answer is 4. The question was specific enough. How many Irish players appeared on the Barbarians side? And Tony, the last question for Tony there. Who is the Prime Minister of Poland? Janusz is correct. That's correct for half marks. Ed. In this year, Muhammad Ali was admitted to hospital in a New York medical center. What illness was he suspected to be suffering? No, the answer is Parkinson's disease. John, what year does China assume control of Hong Kong? (1997), correct for half marks. Christine, in the 1984 Olympic Games, who won the men's 1500 metres? No, the answer is Joachim Cruz from Brazil. Tim, who is the chief rabbi of Ireland? Sorry, no. No, the answer was the first one, is the one I was to accept. Sorry, the answer is David Rosen. There's no marks there. No. Michael. Svetlana Stalin returned to Russia recently to be repatriated. What is her married name? The answer is Peters. Dan, isn't it? Yeah. Who is the 1984 Miss Ireland? Olive Tracy is correct for half marks there. Pat, when was the signing of the Treaty of Rome, instituting the EEC? When was the signing? Sorry, the answer is 1957. What is it? A spare question. Let's go for the spare. Tony, which is the odd one out and why? Earth, Neptune, Uranus, Mercury and Jupiter. That's right.
10 seconds.
No, the answer is Mercury. All the others have moons. And the end of the 6 markers, Mary Ann's have 48 and TP Cotter's have 56. Right, we go into the final part of this quiz, which is 6-mark team questions. And again, the answer, they can confer from the beginning, but the answer must come back through the leader of the team in each case, and being Ned on this side and Johnny McCarthy on the other side. And the first one is for Mary Ann's. Cork has 3 First Division basketball teams. Can you name them? That's correct, Borgland, Harpen, Team Britvic. TP Cotters. What gulf separates Sweden from Finland? No, sorry, the answer is the Gulf of Bothnia. Mary Ann's. In what American city was the charter founding the UN adopted? Sorry, the answer is San Francisco. TP Cotters. The coach of Nadia Comaneci deflected to the US and coached leading American gymnasts for the 1984 Olympics. Who was he? The answer is Bella Caroli. Mary Ann's. Into what 3 characters are musical instruments divided? Categories, sorry. What 3 categories? You've given an answer, I'm just deciding what to do with it. It's very long. Heresy. I must consult this man here. Sorry, I can't give the answer. String, wind and percussion was the answer. String, wind and percussion was the answer. The last question for TP Cotters. With what work do you associate William Caxton? William Caxton. With what work do you associate him? Printing is the right answer, that's correct. Alright, and at the end of the quiz. We have a result, Mary Ann's of 54 and TP Cotter's win with 62.
Semi-final of the quiz, and we've got the Castlebar against Brownsbar. And for the Castlebar we've got James Kelleher, Donal Lucy, Con Kelleher and Con Healy. And for Browns we've got Kevin Brown, Claire Brown, Joe Maloney. Oh, sorry. Dear O'Connell, sorry. Joe Maloney and Patrick Gould. Sorry, Claire. This will be the same as the first semi-final now. We'll have 2 rounds of 2-mark questions, 2 rounds of 4-mark questions, 2 rounds of 6, and 3 team questions to each team. The Castlebar first off. When was World War I?
From 1914 to 1918.
Yes. 1914 to 18, yes. Kevin? In what body of water is the Isle of Man?
Irish Sea.
The Irish Sea, yes. Sorry, half mark. Why was Peter Pan different from other boys?
He was able to fly.
Yes, I give you that, yes. Right there. On which English racecourse does the Derby take place?
Epsom.
Epsom, yes. Colin, who is known as the Maid of Orleans? Who was known as the Maid of Orleans?
Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc, yes. Right, Joe. How many years did Rip Van Winkle sleep? How many years did Rip Van Winkle sleep?
Seconds.
20, sorry. How many sides on a 50-pence piece?
7.
7, yes. Who was the first man to run a sub 4 minute mile?
Roger Bannister.
Roger Bannister, yes. Right, Jim. What was Buffalo Bill's real name?
Cody.
Yes, William Cody. Kevin. Who was known as the Brown Bomber?
Joe Lewis.
Joe Lewis, yes. On what date is Halloween?
Confirm. 10 seconds. 31st of October.
31st of October, yes, for a half mark. Clear. What is the United States national anthem called?
Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner, yes. For a half. Okay. Who plays the character Colt Seavers in the TV series Fall Guy?
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, yes. Joe. Who presented the Centenary Sunday game? Michael Lister, yes. For a half mark. In what film was the song Edelweiss featured? What film?
Music.
Sound of Music, yes. What actor had a hit record with the song MacArthur Park?
And fell. Richard Harris.
Richard Harris, yes, for a half mark. That's the end of the 2 mark questions. The score after the 2 mark questions, Castlebar are leading by 15 points to 10. Back to you again, Jim. Right? Be prepared is the motto of what organisation? Be prepared is the motto of what organisation?
Scouts.
Boy Scouts, yes, for a half mark. Which American boxer won the World Heavyweight Championship in 1952 and retired undefeated in 1956? Rocky Marciano. Who wrote East of Eden?
John Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck, yes. There. What film featuring Charlton Heston won 11 Oscars in 1959?
Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur, yes. What is a black widow?
It's a spider.
Type of spider, yes. On which English racecourse is the St. Leger run? Doncaster, yes, for a half mark. Where is Mount Kilimanjaro?
It's in Africa. In Tanzania.
No, it's in Kenya. Sorry. Who established the Jesuits?
St. Ignatius of Loyola.
Ignatius Loyola, yes. Right, Jim. What leader was assassinated on the 30th of January 1948?
Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi, yes. In which American state is the Grand Canyon?
Colorado.
No, Arizona. What is the former name of Ho Chi Minh City?
Peking.
Saigon. Sorry. There. In what country was Cliff Richard born? The singer.
Confer. India.
India, yes, for half mark. Con. In what film did David Niven play the part of James Bond? Casino Royale, yes, for half mark. So, who was the first woman to fly the Atlantic?
Anthem. Johnson.
No, Amelia Earhart. Whom did Gerald Ford succeed as President of the United States?
Nixon.
Richard Nixon, yes. Which European car carries the symbol DK when travelling abroad?
Denmark.
Denmark, yes. That's the end of the 4-mark questions. And at the end of the 4-mark questions, the Castlebar are leading by 35 points to 30. Could we ask too, if people do know the answer in the audience, could you say it very quietly among yourselves? There are 1 or 2 of the answers have been, they've been heard up here, I think, anyway. Right, we have 2 rounds now of 6-mark questions. Starting with Jim now again. In what harbour was the prison Alcatraz?
San Francisco Harbour.
San Francisco is right, yes. In what country was Henry Kissinger born?
Poland.
No, Germany. What name was given to the ancient Celtic priests? What name was given to the ancient Celtic priests?
Druids.
Druids, yes. What was Ethiopia previously known as?
Abyssinia.
Abyssinia, yes. And in what year did the Irish Free State become ERA? No, sorry, 1937. Right, Joe. In which Charles Dickens novel does the character Little Nell appear? The Old Curiosity Shop, right, for half mark. What position does Sir Geoffrey Howe hold in the British government?
Foreign Secretary.
Foreign Secretary, yes, for half mark. What American won 5 gold medals at the 1984 Olympic Games?
Confirm.
10 seconds. Time.
Mary Lou Retton. Joe. What are the rules covering boxing called?
Queensberry rules.
Queensberry rules. Okay. In scuba diving, what do the initials of the word scuba stand for? No. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Maureen Connolly won the ladies' singles Wimbledon title from 1952 to 1954. What was she known as? Maureen Connolly. What was she known as? Tennis player.
Confirm. Little Mo.
Little Mo, yes, I have. In the film Gone with the Wind, who played Scarlett O'Hara?
Vivian Lee.
Vivian Lee, yes. What is Superman's alter ego? Or who is? Sorry. Clark Kent, yes. Bing Crosby and Grace Kelly co-starred in 2 films together. Name one. Country Girl, yes, is one. High Society was the other, for half. In what country is Fatima?
Portugal.
Portugal, yes. Who was the male star of the film The French Lieutenant's Woman?
Meryl Streep.
The male star.
Male star,
Sorry, I'll have to accept, no, I'll have to accept that. Sorry. Yeah, well, I'll give you the answer. So I'll give it to you as if it was taken that way. Right. That's the end of the 6 mark questions. At the end of the 6 mark questions, the Castlebar are leading by 71 points to 54. Now, there will be 3 team questions for each team, and if you can give the answer through the team captain, please. Castlebar first. On what date was the GAA founded? The exact date.
10 seconds.
November 1884.
November what?
1884.
No, I can't take that. It was the 1st of November. See, I asked for the exact date. That's why I asked for the exact date. Right. The 5 rings on the Olympic flag are coloured blue, yellow, black, green and red. Why?
Races.
No. At least one of these colours appears on every flag in the world. Right. Excluding Ireland, name 3 other European countries who remained neutral during World War II.
Switzerland, Spain and Portugal.
Yes, Sweden is the other. The name of which South American city or river, yeah. The name of which South American city means River of Peace.
River Plate.
Rio de Janeiro, sorry. In which French town was Joan of Arc burned at the stake?
Amiens.
No, wrong. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Who was the second?
Adams.
John Adams, yes. And that is the end of the second semi-final. And the Castlebar have won it by 77 points to 60. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we have the exciting climax here of the Macroom Junior Chamber quiz, which is sponsored by HARP, and we're delighted to be here in the Hooded Cloak this evening for the grand final. And out of a total of 22 teams, it's marvellous to find we have a team from the Castlebar and we have a team from TP Cotters in Macroom here. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, would you give them a nice round of applause and a welcome. Now this is promising to be a very exciting final, and we will have 3 2-mark questions of 3 rounds, 3 4-mark questions, 3 rounds of 4 and 3 rounds of 6. And we'll then have 6 questions to each team as team questions. Now, the situation is that as I ask a question, that the person replying to the question may, if they don't know the answer, they may confer with their team members. But I must get the answer through the person to whom I address the question. Now, I would also ask, in terms of for the benefit of our audience here this evening, I would ask each participant to please use the microphone. Now, can I introduce, first of all, from the Castle Bar, on my left here, we have James Kelleher. Give James a nice warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Good man, James. And then we have Donal Lucy. And next to Donal, of course, well-known figure, Councillor Con Kelleher. That's right. And certainly, last but not least, is Con Healy for the Castle Bar team. Now, on the right, the TP Cotter team is led by John McCarthy. Johnny. And next to Johnny, we have Timmy McSweeney. Tim. And Dan Reardon concentrating deeply there at the moment. And of course, everybody knows Tony O'Sullivan. Good man, Tony. Now, our adjudicator for the night will be Barry Long. If there's any difficulty in relation to any questions, Barry made out the questions. I'm ably assisted here by scorekeeper Sean Cahill and the timekeeper Dave Sheehan, and he will be on time, he assures me. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to ask you one thing, and that is, please do not prompt, because the people that know all of the answers are sitting down over there. So please give a chance to the team, and it will also save us having to go through extra questions. So we'll begin now with our team on my right. Sorry, it's on my left. Now, from the Castle Bar, we'll start with James Kelleher. James, and into the microphone, please. James, for 2 marks, who plays the character Arthur Daly in the television series Minder?
I confer on that one. George Cole.
Correct. And I go over to John McCarthy. And John, can you tell me who plays Sue Ellen in Dallas?
Linda Evans.
Sorry, I can't give you that, Johnny. I'm sorry. It's you got a portion of it, but she's grey, I'm afraid. Okay, now I come back to Donal Lucy. And Donal, if we can give him attention now, please. In the 1960s, which pop group was associated with surfing? Donal.
The Beach Boys.
Correct, indeed. Well answered. And back to Tim McSweeney. Tim, with which pop group do Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend sing? Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend.
Confer.
The Who?
Correct. And we come back now to Con Kelleher. Con, where is the New York Stock Exchange?
Wall Street.
Correct. And back to Dan. Now, Dan, can you tell me who is Olga Corbett?
The gymnast.
Correct, indeed, Dan. Well answered. And back now to Con Healy. Con, who is President of France? For 2 marks.
Mitterrand.
Correct. And finally to Tony. Tony, where is Mount Etna? Can you tell me? Mount Etna. And into the microphone, Tony, again, please.
Confirmed.
10 seconds.
Sicily.
Correct, indeed. I know that's our first round of 2 marks. We'll continue on. I won't give you the score just yet. And we go back now again to James Kelleher. James, in what country would you find the Black Forest?
Germany.
That's correct. Somebody once said ghetto. Back to John McCarthy. John, what do Americans call a lift? They have a word.
Escalator. Oh,
You have the ear of it, Johnny.
an elevator.
Elevator is correct. We'll give you that, Johnny. That's right. He deserves a big round of applause for that. Takes a little bit of time to settle down. Now, I'm going back to Donal. Now, Donal, who is the president of the Irish Farmers Association, please? And no prompting again out from the audience. Thank you.
Joe Ray.
Joe Ray is correct. And back to Tim. Now, Tim, something that's topical in a way this time. In what year was the Whiddy Island disaster?
1979.
Is correct, indeed. Well answered. And to Con Kelleher. Con, can you tell me a Scottish game that's similar to hurling?
Shinty.
Is correct. And to Dan. Dan, what city stands on the river Tiber? Correct. And back to Con Healy. Con, what London store was bombed on the 17th of December 1983? And again, don't prompt now again, please.
Harrods.
Is correct. And for the last question in this round, for 2 marks, back to Tony. Tony, what planet is known as the red planet? The red planet.
Saturn.
I'm sorry, Tony, it's Mars. You'll keep an eye on the stars from now on, Tony, after Mars. Now, I think we should take a score just at the end of there's one other round of 2 marks, but just before that, to make it a little bit more exciting, nothing like intrigue. And our scores, the Castle Bar have 15 points, and TP Cotters have 10 points. Give them a round of applause. Now we come to the last of the 2-mark questions, and I go back to James. Now, James, carefully, where would you find the centre of New York theatre? There's a particular place which is classed as being the centre of New York theatre, well known.
I confer on that. Broadway.
It's correct. And to John McCarthy, John, what is the modern name for Persia?
Iran.
Correct, John, indeed. Well answered. And to Donal Lucy, who said, an army marches on its stomach? Donal.
Julius Caesar.
I'm sorry, it wasn't, I'm afraid, Donal. It was Napoleon. Now, we go back to Tim. Tim, you probably know this. Who were Chico, Groucho, and Harpo?
The Marx Brothers.
The Marx Brothers is right. And to Con Kelleher. Con, what do Americans call a tap?
Faucet.
A faucet. Sure, any councillor would know that indeed. Right, and this time we go on to Dan. Dan will know this too, I'm sure. What is the female swan called, Dan?
Pin.
A pen is correct. And this time to Con Healy. Con, can you tell me who wrote Big Maggie and Sive?
John B. Keane.
Is correct indeed, Con. And finally to Tony. Tony, can you tell me what is the saltiest body of water in the world?
Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea is correct indeed, Tony. Well done. And that's the end of our first lot of 2-mark question rounds. And we're coming up now to the first round of 4-mark questions, and I'm going to give you the score again. And the score is that the Castle Bar have 20 marks and the TP Cotters have 17. So give them more encouragement now, ladies and gentlemen. No, there's nothing in it, just 3 points between both teams. And we go over to James Kelleher. James. Now, James, what is the popular or common name for nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide.
Laughing gas.
Laughing gas is correct. Now we have to be careful within the teams as well now, please, that we don't have any prompting. Now over to John McCarthy. Rhode Island Reds, John, and Light Sussex are breeds of what?
Hens.
Hens indeed is correct. That's right. And to Donal. Donal, can you tell me who wrote airport and hotel?
Arthur Haley.
Arthur Haley is correct for 4 points. To Tim McSweeney. Now Tim, a fairly topical question as well, or was. Who was Walter Mondale's running mate in the 1984 presidential
Ferraro.
campaign? Ferraro is correct. We take that. And over to Con. And we're still in America. Con, what is the Rose Bowl?
It's where they play. It's where they play games.
Now you'll have to be more specific for me. I'm sorry.
It's baseball.
Yes, they'll play baseball or football. Okay, we'll take that. And back to Dan. Now Dan, where is your scapula? Scapula. Where is your... Pardon?
Your neck.
In your neck. I'm sorry, it isn't. It's your shoulder bone. Your shoulder bone, Dan. You'll remember that one for a while, I'd say. And we come back to Con Healy. Con, in what year was John F. Kennedy assassinated? No, the year. I must get the exact year, please.
1963.
Good man indeed, 1963. And finally to Tony O'Sullivan. Where is Notre Dame, or Notre Dame Cathedral?
Paris.
In Paris is correct for 4 marks. We go on straight to the next round of 4-mark questions, ladies and gentlemen. I think they should get another little bit of encouragement. Now, as we're moving on, can you take special care again to abstain from prompting, ladies and gentlemen? It's only a game, it's a competition, and please, within the teams and on the floor outside, try and abstain again, please. Thank you.
Myself and the other captain agreed that we don't want prompting.
That's right, indeed.
We'd
That's
rather
right.
not.
That's right. So now, we'll give you the score now. Right, the Castle Bar have 36 points and TP Cotters have 29 points. So there's very little between them. Now, next round of 4-mark questions, and to James. James, who played Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther series of films? Inspector Clouseau.
Peter Sellers.
Is correct. John McCarthy. John, what is a ship's kitchen called?
Galley.
Is correct, indeed. Well done. And Donal Lucy. Donal, what was Wild Bill Hickok doing when he was shot dead?
He's playing cards.
He was playing cards, indeed. And and back to Tim. Tim, what was the subject of the film Tora, 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 or Tora, Tora, Tora?
It was the World War II Japanese warfare, Japanese planes. It was the war cry used by Japanese.
Yes.
To attack Pearl Harbor.
That's
Tora, Tora.
correct. That's what I wanted, an attack on Pearl Harbor. Well answered. And back this time to Con Kelleher. Con, can you name the black or coloured man that was seeking the Democratic nomination for the United States presidency in 1984? The black man.
Jackson.
Jackson is correct. And to Dan. Dan, can you tell me how many degrees in a circle?
360.
Is correct, indeed. And to Con Healy, Con, who was the first chairman of the People's Republic of China. People's Republic of China. You might be able to give us the year of it even.
Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong is correct in perfect Chinese. Now back to Tony. And Tony, can you name for me the Secretary General of the United Nations? Secretary General.
Anthem. Sequelas.
Pardon?
Sequelas.
Yes, I'll give you that. Perez the Quailer, right? We'll give you that. Now, the next round, that was at the end of that round of 4 mark questions. Can we get a score again now, please? And our score is? And the present situations, the Castlebar have 52 points and TP Cotters have 43 to 52. Now we go back to James again. And James, in London, where is the Traitor's Gate? Where would you go to find the Traitor's Gate in London? Can you tell me?
Confirm. Tower of London.
Tower of London is correct, James. Now, John McCarthy. John, what sign of the zodiac is represented by the fish? Or by a fish?
Pisces.
Is correct indeed, John. And to Donal, Lucy, Donal, what was the previous name for Shannon Airport? Can you tell me? It's back a bit now.
Confirm. Ryan
Anna is correct indeed. Well done. And to Tim. Tim, who wrote the William Tell Overture?
I'll confirm.
The William Tell Overture. Musical tones in this quiz.
Rossini.
Rossini is correct. Well answered. And to Con Kelleher. Con, can you name the 2 countries which are linked by the Brenner Pass?
I confirm. France and Switzerland.
I'm sorry, Con, it's Austria and Italy. We can't even give you a portion of it. Right, we go back to Dan. Now, Dan, can you name the American company that was involved in the Bhopal or Bhopal disaster?
Union Carbide.
Union Carbide is correct, indeed, well answered. And to Con Healy. Con, where was the British Conservative Conference held this year? 1984. Can you tell me?
Brighton.
And Brighton is correct. And finally to Tony, can you name the smallest breed of dog?
Chihuahua.
I'm sorry, it isn't. It is, I beg your pardon. I thought it was after changing in front of me. No, that was at the end of our next round of 4 mark questions. And you'd like to hear the score, I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen. And the score is the Castlebar 60 and Cotters 57. Now we're moving into very valuable questions because we're beginning our 6 mark questions. So every question here is very, very loaded. So I'd again ask you now, ladies and gentlemen, to listen again nice and carefully. Now this time James Kelleher. James, which Welsh county is an island? Which Welsh county is an island?
Anglesey.
Anglesey is correct, indeed. Well done. And John McCarthy, John, who was known as the Desert Fox?
Rommel.
Rommel is correct, indeed, 6 marks. Donal, what bird hatches its eggs standing upright? It's some performance, but...
Confirm. Penguin.
Penguin is correct, indeed, well answered. And to Tim McSweeney. Tim, now if you give him a chance, ladies and gentlemen, again, in films, who said, "You ain't seen nothing yet"? In films. Who said that? Might be a bit before your time, Tim. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Have to confer. Jolson.
Al Jolson is correct, indeed. And to Con Kelleher. Nice little bit of hush now again, ladies and gentlemen, please, give them a chance. Con, can you name the boxer who married Mo Vita? The boxer who married Mo Vita?
Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle is correct. And Dan Reardon. Dan, can you tell me who was the first woman to take her seat in the House of Parliament? That's the British Parliament, yes.
Countess Matovich.
I'm sorry, it's Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor. And we go to Con Healy. Con, you ready? Who was the first Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany? Can you tell me, please?
I confirm. Conrad Adenauer.
Konrad Adenauer is correct. And back to Tony. Tony, how many balls are there on the table at the start of the snooker game? Can you tell me, please? Very topical game. Television game.
I confirm.
Pardon? 22 was correct. We had 6 marks. Right? Just in time. Sorry, 3 marks is correct. Beg your pardon. 3 marks. Right, at the end of that round, ladies and gentlemen, you'll again like a score, and we're just getting a tot here now from Sean. Now the score is Castlebar 78 and TP Cotters 69. So give them a nice round of applause. Now we have our second round of 6-mark questions, and the concentration becomes more difficult. So give them a chance now again, please. Now James, you're all set. James, can you name the male star of the films 10 or 1-0 and Arthur?
Confer. Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore is correct. Now John McCarthy. John, can you give me the name of the 2 new bridges in Cork?
I'll have to confirm.
And give them a chance now again, please.
Michael Collins Bridge and De Valera.
Is quite correct indeed. And to Donal. Now Donal, you're all set. Who discovered Tutankhamun's treasure? Difficult question. Who discovered Tutankhamun's treasure?
Confirm. Carter. Carter.
Carter is correct. Howard Carter. And back to Tim. Now Tim, where did the Bronte family live? Charlotte and Emily Bronte. Where did they live?
How exact must I give it?
Very exact.
10 seconds.
I confirm. Howard in Yorkshire.
Howard is correct. 6 marks to you there. Sorry, 3 marks again. I was going to say, as long as you don't give me a quadrum, Tim, for them. And we go to Con. And Con, now Con, who won the men's Olympic marathon this year, 1984? The men's Olympic marathon in 1984.
Gonzalez.
Pardon?
Gonzalez.
No, I'm sorry, Con, I can't give it to you. It was Carlos Lopez. Carlos Lopez, you had got him mixed up, I'd say, Con. Dan Reardon, can you tell me this? Kenny Roberts, he was world champion in 1978, 79 and 1980. Now, can you name the sport for me, please?
Confirm.
Kenny Roberts.
10 seconds.
Motorcycling?
Motorcycling is bang on, absolutely correct, and you get 3 marks indeed. Thank you. And back to Con Healy. Now, Con, can you tell me what is a caftan? And I'll spell it for you, K-A-F-T-A-N, a caftan. Can you tell me?
I confer.
He's conferring.
It's an item of dress.
It is indeed. It's a long, loose eastern tunic. An item of dress is quite correct, Con. Well answered indeed. And finally to Tony, and give him a chance now again, please. Tony, who were the Cyclops? And the Cyclops, and I'll spell it for you, C-Y-C-L-O-P-S. Cyclops. And give him a chance now again, please.
One-eyed giants?
One-eyed giants or one-eyed man-eating mythical giants is correct. And the score now, ladies and gentlemen, and you're all waiting with bated breath, I'm sure. And the Castlebar team have 87 points, and TP Cotters have 84 points. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to the last round of the individual 6-mark questions, and then we'll have our team questions. So give them a chance now again, please, and we'll go over to James, because every question now is valuable. James, what is the holy book of Mohammedans called? Can you tell me, please?
Quran.
The Quran is correct, indeed. Now, John McCarthy, John, who was the star of the film The French Connection? The French Connection,
I have to
John.
confer.
He's conferring.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman is correct. And to Donald, what country's regime is led by General Pinochet? P-I-N-O-C-H-E-T. Pinochet. Name the country, please. And
Chile.
he's conferring.
Chile.
And the answer is Chile, correct? And back to Dan, Tim, I beg your pardon, Tim. Tim, who wrote Of Mice and Men? Of Mice and Men.
I confer.
And he's conferring here.
George Bernard Shaw.
I'm sorry, Tim, it was John Steinbeck. I go back this time now to Con. Con, what nationality was Karl Marx? What nationality was he?
He was German.
He was German, is correct. He was a Jew. And this time back to Dan. Now, Dan, we had Wall Street already, and can you tell me in what year did the Wall Street crash begin?
Confirm. 1929.
1929 is correct. 3 points. And to Con Healy. Now, Con, in which city is the Taj Mahal? And I must get the city now this time, please, not the country. I must get the city. The Taj Mahal was in the news not too long ago.
10 seconds.
I confer. Accra.
Accra is correct. Well answered. And Tony, now Tony, we're back to films again, and you might be able to tell me who starred in the films Silver Streak and Young Frankenstein. Silver Streak and Young Frankenstein.
I concur.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder for 3 marks is correct, Tony. Good man, well done. And before we come on to our 6-mark team questions, ladies and gentlemen, I have 12 questions altogether. We're going to get another score. And the score is that the Castlebar have 108 points and TP Cotters have 93. So there's very little in it. Now this time they may confer amongst themselves and they will get 6 questions to each team. So if you listen now, and the reply must be given through the leader. I cannot accept a reply unless it's given through the leader. So again now, ladies and gentlemen, continue to give them your attention, please. Now we go over first of all to the Castlebar team. In what sport is the Swaddling Cup competed for? And is SWATHLING?
Table tennis.
Is correct. Well replied. And to TP Cotters, in 1972, during the Munich Olympics, can you tell me the name of the terrorist group who killed 2 Israeli team members? Now I must get the name of the group. The country from which they came won't do me. It must be absolute.
Black September.
Black September is correct indeed. Well replied. To the Castlebar team, who was the first man to fly solo in a balloon across the Atlantic. In a balloon across the Atlantic.
Anderson.
I'm sorry, it was Joe Kittinger. Joe Kittinger. And this time to the Cotters team. Can you tell me which poet won the 1923 Nobel Prize for Literature? For literature in 1923. And again, now please abstain from the audience.
But John Butler Yeats.
Yes, we'll give you that. William Butler Yeats. William
Sorry.
Butler Yeats. Yes, we'll give you that. And this time to the Castlebar team. Can you tell me from what American ship did the Marita Ann receive arms? The Marita Ann that was seized off the Kerry coast in September. Can you name the ship that it received?
The Annabelle.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid it isn't. It was called the Valhalla. The Valhalla. All right? And it's even more exciting, ladies and gentlemen, so give them your attention now again, please. Thank you. And back to TP Cotters. Ireland won 5 Olympic medals in the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne. Now, I want to get the name of 3 winners, please. 3 winners, and we'll give you 2 points there for each reply that we get.
Are you referring to gold or just medals?
5 Olympic medals.
Medals.
We don't get too many gold anyway, I'm afraid.
10 seconds.
Ronnie Delaney.
Is correct. 2 points.
McCourt.
Pardon?
Jim McCourt.
I'm sorry. Time is up. That's it. You get 1 point there. Ronnie Delaney. Is it? Oh yes, sorry. 2 points is correct. And back to the Castlebar. You want the score first, don't you? You do. You don't want the score. Fine. Now, the Castle Bar, can you tell me what is the French equivalent of Scotland Yard?
Sûreté.
Sûreté is correct. And to TP Cotters, I want the name of the priest who was abducted and killed in Poland in October of this year.
Papushki. Jeremy. Papushki.
Can you?
Papushki.
Yes, tis Polish enough, I'd say.
And I was talking about Jeremy Papushki.
Yeah, he's Papi Lusko.
Is it tomorrow tonight when we get Shall I put that door straight in?
No, so can we come back to the Castle Bar? And the Castle Bar, can you tell me who composed the magic flute? Who composed the magic flute?
Mozart.
Mozart is correct. And back to TP Cotters, can you tell me where does the saying lock, stock and barrel originate from? Lock, stock and barrel.
Regiment gun makers.
You'll have to be more specific, please. Time is up. I'm sorry. Time is up.
Before the Flint.
No, sorry. It's from the parts of a gun. The parts of a gun, the lock, the stock and the barrel. And back to the Castle Bar. And Castle Bar, can you tell me what is a semaphore? S-E-M-A-P-H-O-R-E, please.
Flag used for signalling.
Is quite correct indeed. And that brings us up to the end of the questions until we get a final score, if we have one. Have we? Oh, there's one more, is there? Yes, I beg your pardon, there is indeed. And it's for Cotters. Who is the patron saint of musicians, please?
I take a chance in this, Saint Cecilia.
Is correct. Is correct indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, just before I give you the final score, and we do have a winner, I'd like to thank you all very, very much indeed for giving them every attention and every chance to answer. It was a very, very close competition, and they did remarkably well in terms of all of the range of questions. Now, the final score is that TP Cotters have 119 and the Castle Bar are victorious with 132. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the presentation of the trophies straight away.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention there for a few moments, please? I think there's a lot of people breathing fairly nicely now at this stage that we're finished. No more than ourselves, indeed. Before we make the presentation, there's a few people I'd like to thank, a few things I'd like to say on behalf of Junior Chamber. First of all, I'd like to thank all the teams. We had 22 teams originally. I would like to thank all those teams very sincerely for participating in the competition and turning up and that sort of thing. I would like to thank the pubs who facilitated us with their premises and that for the various quizzes. Harp, Lager, or Guinness, who sponsored the competition very generously, and also Macroom Vinters, who are giving some sponsorship tonight. Harp actually are represented here by Sonny Cummins, who is the area representative. I'll ask him to make the presentation in a few minutes. I'd like to thank our last quiz master, Barry O'Brien, who gave us time to come in and do the last quiz. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank our friend on the camera here who gave us time again tonight, very valuable time, which I know it is, Dan Joe Kelleher. Finally, well not finally, there's one person I'd like to thank, two people actually, who many people mightn't like after the last few weeks, but that's Barry O'Brien, or Barry Long, sorry, and Dave Sheehan, who made out the questions. I know, ladies and gentlemen, there was a lot of work and time into these questions, and I'm sure you realise, and the lads put a lot of work into it, so I'm going to thank them very much. Finally, I'd like to thank Martin Fitzgerald for the use of the premises here tonight. It's an ideal situation for this kind of thing, so thanks, Martin. Now, as we all know, we have a winner, or winners. So I'd like to ask Sonny to come up here, please, and we'll make the presentation of the trophies. The winners, as you know, are the Castle Bar, and I'd like to call on their leader, James Kelleher, to accept call on James Kelleher, so the leader of the Castle Bar team, to accept his trophy on behalf of the team. Congratulations, Jim. Next one we have Don Lucy. Con Kelleher. Con Healy. And of course we can't forget the sub, Eddie Collins. No, we also have a Vintners trophy here actually. Is there anybody here from the Vintners to present this trophy? A lovely trophy here actually, the Vintners, Macroom Vintners. Mr. Kevin Brown to present the trophy to James on behalf of their team. Well done, Kevin, and thanks again to the Vintners. Now can we have the leader of the TP Cotters team, John McCarthy. Well done, John. Tim McSweeney. Well done, Tim. Dan O'Riordan. Missing. Tony O'Sullivan. Dan O'Riordan, you were missing there for a minute. Collar Nature. And I would ask Jack Cotter to accept the sub on behalf of Jerry Cotter, who's not here tonight. Thank you very much. Just before we finish now, I think Sonny Cummins, who is the area representative of Guinness for Harp, would like to say a few words. 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the brewers of Harp Lager, I'd like to say that we're very pleased to be associated with the Macroom Junior Chamber and the Macroom Licensed Trade in the sponsorship of this event. It was a tremendously exciting night, and I'd like to congratulate all 4 teams that competed here tonight, and particularly the winners, the Castle Bar. I would like to also thank Martin Fitzgerald for hosting the event. It was an excellent venue, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed the night's proceedings as I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonny. I think we have a draw to make actually on the tickets tonight here. Before we finish, get some of the ladies to do it there. This is for a V-neck sweater. winner is Tony O'Sullivan. You'll get your sweater later on, Tony, I'm told. Yeah. Well done. That's the end of the proceedings tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you all for your attention and for being with us tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Good night.